Hello, my name is XONEVANT. Today is Tuesday, May the 20th, and this is your Daily Dose. Alright, so right about now, a lot of you guys are probably going, what the heck is this title about? The Big Tiny. What in the world is XONEVANT going to talk about today, baby? Well, I figured we'd kind of take a break from gaming. I kind of mentioned this a while back in an earlier Daily Dose about, maybe we can kind of start talking about some other things, not just gaming related, because that kind of gets old and there's not really too much going on right now that's gaming related. So I figured we'd talk about this article that I came across called The Big Tiny. Now, what this article is talking about is this woman who basically built a house in a neighbor's backyard, and it's an 84 square foot place, right, that she built herself, and that's where she lives. It's a very minimalistic way of living, and I thought, you know what, let's talk about that, but let's kind of segue into the bigger picture, which is people kind of living beyond their means, right? Now, obviously, if you've got an 84 square foot place, you're not going to have all the luxuries, as you would have, in a bigger place. You're not going to have a shower and things of that nature, which is what the article talks about with her. She basically uses her neighbor for a lot of that bigger stuff. But like her only bill that she has that comes in, most people have like, cable bill and internet bill and, electric bill and all this kind of stuff. She doesn't have that. She has a little propane heater that she uses. It usually costs her, she said, about $8 a month. She's got solar panels, right? So she's got that taken care of. So in other words, she's not living beyond her, her means or whatever. She's making do with what she has, and she's super happy with it. She loves it. She loves having that. She says in the article too that, most people, including herself, the thought of having like this big extravagant house, this $200,000-$300,000 home, she says, I would have to fill that up with stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that I don't need, stuff that I would never use, because who wants to have a $200,000 home and not every room be filled up? You see what I'm saying? So she's happy with that. And I got to thinking, right, because I live in an apartment complex. It's a very nice apartment complex in Georgia. I got the pool, like it's a gated community. I got the tennis court. I got the the workout facility, the volleyball court. I got all that stuff, right? I very rarely use any of it though. You see what I mean? Because I'm always working, I'm always indoors. And even my place, because I was looking at this article going, man, how does she live in such a small confined area? How does she do that? And I got to thinking, I was like, I kind of do that myself, right? Because I have 3 roommates where I live. We all have our own, bedroom or whatever. Mine's kind of a bedroom / office. And then what we do is we share the living room and the kitchen and all that stuff, right? All that stuff is kind of community rooms, but typically I end up, being in my office / bedroom for a better part of the day. So I'm kind of in her same position right now. I do have my own shower. It's inside of my space here. I don't share a shower with any of my other roommates or anything. So I do have that going for me, which is something that she doesn't. But I do have an electricity bill. I do have, all that stuff. All those bills that she doesn't have, the internet bills and all that stuff, I have those, right? Now, granted, my debt structure per month is really small compared to most people in my position, like super small. But it kind of goes back to what she's doing. She's basically living inside of her means, and it makes her happy. And I'm super happy. And I got to think about it. I'm in kind of a confined space too, but I'm happy. And at the end of the day, that's what it should be about. Now, why am I bringing this up to you guys? Well, I do know that a lot of you guys are in college. You're about to graduate high school. Maybe you're about to get out of college. Life is about to just drop kick you right smack dab in the face. You know what I mean? And you're going to have to roll with the punches. And the one thing I can tell you to do, man, the one piece of advice I can tell you, man, because it's a lifesaver for me, because I live a debt-free life. You see what I mean? Debt-free. The only bills I pay are the ones that I have to. You know what I mean? I don't have any past debt or anything like that. Is stay out of debt, man. Stay out of debt. There's no need for you to have, the next big thing. Like, for instance, like a lot of you guys probably have a smartphone. I don't have a smartphone, believe it or not. I've never owned a smartphone. You know why? Because I don't need a smartphone. And I would venture to say that a lot of people who go out and buy the brand new smartphones every year, they don't really need them. It's kind of more of a want. You see what I mean? At least that's the way that I think about it. Same thing goes for things like automobiles. You don't necessarily have to have a brand new, 2014 model car or truck or whatever, right? Like me, I've been driving a 2002 model car since 2004. You see what I mean? It's a nice car. It's never given me any major issues. I've had to keep the maintenance up and stuff like that, but I don't have this huge bill that I would have if I were to go out. Like if I were to go out tomorrow and get a brand new car, I would have a, $300-400 bill every month. Who wants that? The car that I have will get me from point A to point B just like a brand new car will. So this idea, this mentality that we as humans have, that we have to always have the new flashy thing, right? It's a trap. You know what I mean? I mean, if you can afford it, that's one thing. But 9 times out of 10, most people are buying this stuff and it's way beyond their means. You know what I mean? It's debt. It's something that they regret buying after the fact. So that's my advice to you guys, man, is, stay away from those kind of purchases, dude. I'm a very, very happy individual where I am right now. You see what I mean? I don't have to make $70 or $80 or $90,000 a year, ever to be able to, pay off, small bills every month and stuff like that. Not like a quote unquote person that's in my position would normally have to, be making that kind of money. And it's because I've been smart. You know what I mean? The brain, the mouse wheels have been turning. You know what I mean? And I figured out how to get through life debt free. And once you get debt free, man, your life can just open up. You see what I mean? You can be happy with not a lot of stuff, right? Because you don't have all the stress that all that stuff comes with. You see what I mean? And that's kind of what she's getting to in this article. And she's actually teaching people how to build these little, these little huts, if you will. And I think it's cool, man. You know what I mean? I think it's great. I'll tell you a quick story. I remember when I got my first credit card, man, the first thing I did was went out and got a brand new computer, right? And back then computers were like $1,700 or something crazy, right? And it took me 4 years to pay that thing off because interest kept piling up. I missed a couple of payments, yada, yada, yada. 4 years, man, 4 years. It's not worth it sometime. You see what I mean? So this is more of an advice commentary to you guys out there, especially if you're getting out of high school, getting out of college or whatever. Life is about to just drop kick you in the teeth. You know what I mean? And you can't let it intimidate you, and you can't fall into all the pressures that you might be seeing all your friends do, where they just start buying a lot of stuff, or, they get that first credit card and they just start swiping it everywhere they can possibly swipe it. And they're not thinking about the long-term repercussions of it. You know what I mean? When you're thinking about going to college, you can't be thinking about the fun stuff you're going to be doing at college. Although it probably will be fun, right? Hanging out with friends and stuff like that. But it costs you money to hang out with those friends. There's going to be a price tag as soon as you walk across that stage. It's going to hit you about 6 months after you walk across that stage, right? And it ain't funny business then. And if you don't have a job where you can pay that loan off, life just sucks after that, dude. And the more you're in debt, the more you hate life, because that means you have to go to work every day to pay it off. You see what I mean? And so my freedom, because I'm debt free, has allowed me to stay at home, do my own career, kind of come and go as I please. And I'm kind of living like this lady's living. You know what I mean? And I could save out, I could save up money, and I am saving up money, to be honest with you, to get my own place, to get maybe an extra room or something like that. And it's probably going to double my, rent every month or my mortgage every month. But that's cool, because I'll still have it very manageable, right? But I'll still be living within my means. But it kind of, the way that she's thinking about her life is the way that I think about my life. And I didn't realize how close it was until I read the article, and I was like, man, she's got a house, blah, 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 and it's 84 square feet. I've got really just a bedroom right here, and I get a lot of work done, and I'm happy. And it's about being happy. Some people need those material things to be happy, but I don't, man. And I've always wondered why people need material things to be happy. So maybe you guys can shed some light on that in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Be good.